Today we're going to be taking a close look at the wall unit behind me in the kitchen. And if you look at it carefully, you can see that it sags in the centre. Very good. A good 6 mil, maybe more than that. And the worst problem is that the doors up here, they bind when you try and close it, as you can hear. But apart from that, it's only just sagging because of the structure. It's 18mm chipboard, I assume, maybe MDF. The best solution, in my opinion, would be to have two narrower units together rather than just one large one, which is, again, asking too much of the material. You'll also notice the back panel has popped out, so what I'm going to try and do today is to prop this back up and to get it into a more level shape. And at the same time, I've got to try and bring this back so it returns into the groove it's supposed to be in. Now, I've been looking online for solutions to this, and the best one I found, or say, the most common one I've found, is to increase the thickness of the bottom shelf, basically. And thanks to my local free cycle group, I've been able to find these two sheets of, this is actually MDF covered with melamine on two faces and one edge. It came from someone's former kitchen, so as it happens, they're just long enough to fit inside the wall units. What I want to do next is cut them down to width. This notch here in the centre of the new shelf will allow it to sit around the centre post. Before I attempt to install this shelf, I'm going to first empty all three of the cupboards and to clear the area below, just for as a precautionary measure. So I've reversed a pair of these quick clamps and hope that I can use them to lever the base up to its level. My spirit level here tells me that the new shelf is already flat. Okay, I'm quite surprised and impressed to be able to say that it works quite well. I expect some kind of spring back once I release the tension and it's all screwed together. So ideally, this double thickness shelf will now be nice and flat once I've drilled and screwed it all together. I'm surprised by how well this box is just about holding up, even though it's clearly sagging in the centre. Or deflecting, I should say. But if you can't find a box the right size to do this, then I recommend you get 3 scraps of wood like I've done here. Screw them together in like an I shape or an H, and that works perhaps even better. it's slightly improved, but of course I've forgotten about the back panel. And what I've done very simply is I've inserted a screw through a pilot hole in the back. And as the screw winds through, it pushes against the back wall. And that in turn pushes the back panel of the cabinet back towards where it should be. Okay, so it's still slightly sagging in the centre, but the back panel is back in place. It's not as bad as it was, it's about half as bad as say, or half better, and I'm more confident with putting things in there that are a bit heavier. So thanks for watching, please like, subscribe, I'll see you again soon. Before I go, I want to show you this underneath the kitchen sink, where you can see for yourselves what's happened. It just collapsed. This again was long before I moved in here. I assume what's happened is they put the water heater in without reinforcing the base, so if I remove this plinth here, I'd probably find there was no further support added. If you have any thoughts on this, please leave them in the comments section.